Kelsey, Vince, and today we have Mr. J.J. Jones.
Yeah, very special guest right here.
Yes.
We've been waiting on this. I think this is going to be one of the best interviews we've had since we started.
Yes.
Hands down. Hands down. I was talking to his son when we was discussing it, and I was like, yeah, we definitely got to make that happen.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
So I'm going to start out with, who is J.J. Jones?
Who is J.J. Jones? Let me see, who am I? Well, I was born in Virginia, in the state of Virginia, and I joined the military.
Okay.
I met my wife, Janice Robinson, who's Janice Jones now. I met her, she's from Cartersville, Georgia.
Okay.
We met in the military. And after having 2 children in the military, she wanted to come back home and teach school.
Right.
So we came back here in Bartow County, and I went to Kennesaw State University and got my degree, my BBA in Management Human Resources,
Okay.
while she was teaching. And then I left there and went to work for Shaw Industries for like 17 years.
Right.
In corporate management, human resources. And then I went on to the poultry plant and did human resources. And after I left there, I came back to Cartersville and went on to work with the sheriff department.
Right.
I had 3 years in the sheriff department, so I have a total of about 12 years of law enforcement experience. I started my law enforcement career in Liberty County while I was down in Hinesville in the military after I got out there.
Okay.
I started there. When I went to Kennesaw, I worked on campus actually as a Kennesaw State police officer while attending college. So 5 years there, I did that, and got my degree, and I left. And like I said, I spent 3 years with the Bartow County Sheriff Department, and those 3 years were pretty tough in the Bartow County Sheriff Department. There's a lot of stuff going on there that people don't know.
Right.
And I'll share some of it with you, but we just need change here in Bartow County.
I agree.
And I have a wife of 39 years. I have 3 sons who were raised here in Bartow County. This is my home.
Yes,
Yep.
sir.
And I want this place to be a safe place for all kids to grow up. My grandkids, my kids, your kids, everybody's kids.
Exactly.
And times are changing. Bartow County's growing, and unfortunately, crime grows with it.
Yes,
Right.
sir.
And if we don't have the proper leadership in place, moving forward, we're going to be losing track of everything. Drugs are coming in here, sex trafficking is coming in here.
Yep.
Everything in the world from the major cities are coming in here.
Right.
In little old Bartow. Now you think Bartow County used to be a little old small town, but Bartow's growing. We have over 100,000 people here in Bartow County now.
Yes, sir.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, over
I just
100,000
learned-
people.
Whoa.
I learned that from Dexter and all them when I was popping up at the men's meetings, tied being hoes.
Right.
Yeah, so as the community grows, we have to grow, and we have to more into technology and things of that nature.
Right.
More leadership. We've got leaders who've taken us to the point where they can't take us no further.
Exactly.
So basically, that's what it is. It's time to move forward, move on.
Exactly.
With better leadership, and I think the sheriff department should be run like a business.
Yep.
You got to have dedicated employees that want to do the job, that want to be public servants.
Yep.
Because it's not a get-rich job. It's no guarantee that you'll come back home alive if you leave your house going to work. It's a dangerous job.
Exactly.
So you got to want to be a public servant. You got to want to serve the citizens of Bartow County, the place where you live. And
right.
I've prayed about this thing for the last 5-6 years, and I just feel like it's my calling.
Right.
And whether I get the job or not, if I don't get elected, I hope I've paved the way for some other young people that can move forward.
To see that same vision.
Yeah,
Yep.
see the same vision. That's basically what I want to do.
And that's what it's about. Helping grow the community.
Exactly.
That's it.
So what branch were you wearing in the military?
I was in the Army. I tell everybody I had the best job in the military. My job was to train twice a day and travel around the world and box. I boxed for the military. I ended up trying out for the Olympics in 1984, and I lost to Evander Holyfield.
Wow.
That's when I decided to use my head for something else out of the punching bag. So my last actual boxing match was with Evander.
Wow. That's amazing.
That's wild.
It
What?
I just learned that not too long ago.
What?
But yeah.
And that's basically why I got this little gym here. Actually, this idea of opening up this gym was my son's idea.
Okay.
He said, Daddy, you're in that boxing, why don't you put the bags in here and stuff like that? It'll go off. And I've been here 5 years.
Okay.
And this place is really taking off.
I see
Yeah.
people post all the time that they train with
Yeah.
you and stuff like
Like I
that.
said, I've seen a lot of people talk about training in here and having sessions in here, but I never knew that this was your gym.
We got a great atmosphere here. I've got a lot of women in here that, teach them a lot of self-discipline. It makes them feel good about themselves,
Exactly.
respect themselves. And plus, it's a self-defense tool for women also.
Exactly.
And we have fun. I have a lot of doctors, lawyers, teachers come in here, students, athletes, and my goal is to get them in top shape.
Right.
And Plus, they keep me in shape too.
Right. And I just to go back on you being in the military, how do you feel like that affect you in a good way? Because I know I'm in the military too, and so I know I have my ups and I have my downs. But
Well, to be honest with you, growing up in Virginia, I grew up around a lot of drugs, a lot of crime and stuff like that. And my dad told me that you either going in the military or you're going to college.
Yep.
And I think the military was the best move that I made. The military made me the man I am today. For us, taught me a lot of leadership, taught me a lot of self-discipline.
Right.
And I recommend it for any young kid that's out of high school, that's not going directly to college, instead of going around getting these jobs in McDonald's, these little fast food restaurants, take a tour of the military.
Yep.
National Guard or something like that.
That's it.
You can get your career established there like that. Yeah.
I tell my family that all the
You may
time.
want to stay there long. You may want to retire in the military.
I tell my family that all the time. When I first joined, I said, okay, I'm gonna do 4 years. That's it. 8 years in, and I just re-enlisted for another 4. So I tell my family that all the time. It's a lot of negative stereotypes as well, but once you get in there and see for yourself and see the benefits and what it can do for you and stuff, it'll change.
Exactly, man.
It'll change
I
a
had
lot.
3 sons, and I was gonna send their butts in the military.
Right.
And they, but they was going to college to play ball.
They turned out good.
So, but the military was the next step for them. They wasn't going to school.
Right. Exactly. All right. So I know a lot of people want to know, what made you get that urge to say, okay, it's time for a change. It's time to do something different. Was it something that happened, or was it just like you said, you just felt it was your calling?
Well, basically, I felt it was my calling also. But as you live in the community, you walk around, you see things going on, and if you believe in yourself, you can make changes.
Right.
We have a lot of people here that still wear masks.
Yes.
Yep.
Well, they'll wear that mask around all the time. You got to take that mask off. This is 2020. You still have racism here.
Correct.
You have racism everywhere.
Yep.
Take, for example, the guy that just got killed, the young guy that just got killed, 26 years old. That was awful.
Yep.
Absolutely awful. And that can happen here. It can happen anywhere. But you got to, you got to just have the heart to stand up and just, put yourself out there.
Exactly.
I'm going to receive a lot of criticism. I'm going to receive criticism basically too because I'm black.
Yeah.
But I have a lot of friends here in Bartow County, a lot of white friends that don't see nothing, don't see color. I don't see color. My job is to enforce the laws here, the criminal laws in Bartow County.
Right.
And enforcing laws means locking people up, then that's what you got to do.
Exactly.
They violate the laws, or, they break the laws, and that's my job to arrest them.
Exactly.
With drugs, crime, things of that nature, that's my job.
That's right. That's how it's supposed to be.
And I feel right now that the current sheriff is not doing what he can do. I don't know if this is 16 years or it's going on 20 years he's been there, but nothing has changed. And it's just time to move on.
Yep.
It's time for new leadership to come in. I get calls from officers up there now, and the turmoil up in the sheriff department that the people outside don't know. The turnover rate is horrendous. We're short 10 officers on the road. That's why we can't. That's why it takes an hour to get somewhere White, or people need somewhere in Kingston. Our job, the response time, you got to be there.
Yes, sir.
That's our job in the community as sheriff department.
Right.
We have to have better relationship with the other municipalities, other police agencies like Emerson, what's the other one? New Harlem.
Right.
We have to work together because it's all Bartow County. Those are little municipalities in Bartow County, but we have to work together. We're all together. When crime happens in Emerson, it happens in Bartow County.
Yes, sir.
That's right.
If it happens in New Harlem, it's in Bartow County.
Yep.
And I want to be a strong sheriff. I want to be a visible sheriff in the community. I want you to be able to know me. I want you to be able to see me, come up and speak to me and talk to me. I want to be the one. I want to be the one that knock on your door at 2 o'clock in the morning if you lost your child got kidnapped, or they found your child dead.
Right.
I want to be the one to knock on your door and tell you. I don't want you to hear it from nobody else.
Exactly.
I want to be the knock on the door, offer my condolences, tell you what, things of that nature.
That's right.
And I want to be able to ride by the park and see guys out there shooting, playing basketball. I can stop and talk to them. That's what you call community policing.
And nobody have to feel like, oh
Here
no.
comes a popo.
Exactly.
Here comes a popo.
Exactly.
That's exactly what it is.
Yep.
I want to say, here comes Sheriff Jones. He's
Exactly.
boom. I'll get out there and shoot basketball with
And
him.
see,
Talk to him. Things
one
like that.
of my friends, he's a police officer in Atlanta. He works for the cab, and he said that's how he is. Like, he comes by, he gets out, he plays, he has fun with the kids, and it's like it's love. It's never, oh, we need to go in the house.
Exactly.
He's
Yeah.
coming around.
Exactly.
And that's how I think it should be.
So I want to touch on the young man that just lost his life that you spoke on. with you having the enforcement background, how would you have handled that situation?
How would I have handled that situation had I been the two guys that killed him?
Well, if you would have saw him jogging through the neighborhood and if he fit the profile or not.
As a citizen, you know, I don't think you have a right to confront nobody unless you, I mean, we have a right to do citizens arrests. You know,
Correct.
we have that right, but, you know, you see a guy running down the street jogging, you know, he wasn't running like he was trying to get away from nowhere.
Right.
He was just jogging. He didn't have anything on him, just his shirt and his shorts, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
You know, you call an officer, you know, you call the police department, you follow him. You know, you don't jump out and confront him with guns.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he was just, you know, regardless what, say for instance, he did burglarize something, he shouldn't have died.
It doesn't give you the right to do it.
Exactly. You don't give you the right to kill him.
Yes, sir.
You know, he shouldn't have died, and it's unfortunate that, you know, it had to be a young black man,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because if it had been a white man and it was black guys that killed him, I mean, I hate to say it, the black guys would have been arrested the same
At
day.
night, yes.
At night, they'd been stuck in jail the same day.
Yes, sir.
And these guys went, what, February 23rd is when it happened? And now they just now arresting them?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I mean, you know, you as a law enforcement officer, you take an oath.
Exactly.
You know, it's like the military. You know, you take an oath, so you got to stand by that oath. If you can't stand by that oath, you don't need to be in law enforcement.
Right.
You know, and I look at some of the district attorneys down there that just overlooked that case and thought it was in self-defense. You know, that's bull crap.
Right.
You know, it's just plain bull crap.
And like you said, a lot of that has to do with the leadership.
Exactly.
It's going to reflect. That's one
Exactly.
thing the military taught me. It's going to reflect and it's going to show through everyone under you. So.
And then I'm the kind of guy that I'm in tune with the young people.
Right.
You know, I get along great with the young people. They get along great with me. And, you know, those are ones that's growing up that's going to be running this country.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Young people.
Yes, sir.
So we have to work together in some form or fashion. You know what I mean? So, for example, the Cartersville 70 when that
I was
thing
just
took
about
place,
to talk
you know,
about that.
I never would have arrested all them people. That's ludicrous. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that hurt. I heard
You know,
about that.
if I was a law enforcement officer, if I reported there, I would have called everybody's parents right then and there.
Mm-hmm.
If I smelled alcohol or drugs on you right there, I wouldn't want to let you drive off. I'd have called your parents to come get you.
Right.
You know, that would have been your slap on the hand. The next time I caught you, you know, you was going down.
Exactly.
You know, but just to have a little party like that, and you're not really caused any problems,
Right.
you know, it's crazy. And you look at the example of the guy that just got killed by the tree fell on his house.
Yes.
Yep.
Will.
Yep.
Yeah, you know, unfortunately the sirens didn't go off. My personal opinion, I don't think the sheriff department and 911 should have been responsible for sounding that siren. When you got a 911 operator, when you got emergencies coming in, dispatching ambulances, doing this, blah, 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 they wouldn't have time to all of a sudden, the weather says there's a tornado coming. You know, they're not thinking about that.
Right.
You know, they have an emergency management official that used to do that here in Bartow County.
Mm.
But now the one they got now is not doing it. His job was to stay up all night when the weather was bad. And if they say anything about tornado, he's supposed to sound the siren. That was his job.
Yep.
And now they don't do that. And then all of a sudden now, a guy gets killed. You know, say for instance, for example, he may not have gotten up anyway.
Right.
But the fact is, the sirens go off every first Wednesday when they go to test it. And all of a sudden, when we really need it, it don't
It
go off.
doesn't.
Right.
You know, which is crazy. Now a young man lost his life because of that.
Correct.
Yes, sir.
You know, but there's going to be a lot of changes. You know, if I get elected sheriff, there's going to be changes, but they're not going to be right away. You know,
Exactly.
it's going to take probably a
some
year.
time.
Yep.
It's going to take some time because, you know, I want to keep the officers we got there. Bartow County has a lot of good officers.
They do.
And we got some that really shouldn't be there. You know, unfortunately, that's in every, you know, you got rotten apples everywhere you go.
Everywhere you go. Yep.
You know, and my job is not to go in there and get rid of everybody.
Right.
You know, my job is just to go in there and get with these folks and see if we can't do things differently and do things better.
That's it.
You know,
That's all
that's
you can ask
basically
for.
what I want to do.
Yep.
So my question is, what do you feel you could do to better control the crime in Bartow County?
Well, the number one thing is hire more officers. You know, right now
Yeah.
I think we're 10 officers short. You know, and I have a problem with Bartow County as far as take-home cars. You know, everybody and their brother has a take-home car and a gas card.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
if we took some of them guys off and take-home cars and put people in patrol where you have maybe 5 to 6 officers per zone, you know, then we can cover this county adequately, you know. And I want a drug task force that's out there eradicating drugs from Bartow County. You know, when you're told that you know where a drug house is, we need to hit that drug house.
Right.
You know, you hit them every time they come. Don't let them get established. You know, they may move somewhere else. They may move to the next county, but they're out of Bartow County.
Yes, sir.
And you know, we got a lot of homelessness here in Bartow County. You know, we got a lot of mental illness, and that's what happens in the jail. You got people with mental illness that shouldn't be in jail, but unfortunately, our government, our state doesn't have the money to provide regional institutions for mental illness.
That's what they send them to.
So we end up sending them to jail.
Right.
But if we can help somebody in any way at the sheriff department, you know, my job is to help people too. And a lot of times locking people up helps them.
It does.
You know, but if you commit crimes, you know, I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna get you. You know, I'm coming after you.
Let me stay out of the
That's
way.
how it's supposed to be.
I'm coming after
You
you.
can't respect that.
And like I say, I want to develop a relationship with the community where if I'm riding down your street, or if I'm not riding down your street, if I'm looking for somebody, if you see me riding by, you'll pull me over, you stop me. I got the license plate number. That's what you call community policing.
Right.
You know the officer where you can stop until you help them out. We got the license plate number of that car that was stolen. We got the license plate number of that car that hit this kid.
Right.
You know, but if you're afraid of officers, you ain't gonna say nothing.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly.
But if you got that relationship with the community, of all officers, you have that relationship with the community, where they help you out. You know.
Yep. And that's a big step of the community growing.
Exactly.
That's everybody working together. Everybody trying to keep it at the same pace.
I want to develop the respect here in Bartow County from the people that, if they decide to commit a crime, they're going to say, well, we're not going to commit a crime in Bartow County. We have that much respect for Sheriff Jones.
Exactly.
We're going to go to another county and do it.
Exactly.
We're not going to do it in Bartow. We're not going to do it in Bartow County because
Exactly.
we got so much respect for him. That's the way I want it to be.
I grew up with
Yeah.
Sheriff Jones. I don't want to go down that road.
Exactly.
You know, I've coached ball here for over 25
My
years.
husband played on your baseball
did he?
team when he was younger. Yes.
And I tell you, I've coached a lot of fine young men that have turned out to be great fathers, great family men. You know, I look at Connor Foster. You know, he's a head coach for Carterville football now. You know, I look at my sons. I look at Brenton Baggett. You know, he's assistant director of the recreation department.
Right.
And, you know, I look at Ronnie Brown. I am coach Ronnie Brown. You know,
Yep.
I know the Flew Ellens. You know,
Yes.
Yep. Charles.
those are all the kids that I coached growing up.
Yeah.
You know, and I got another. What's the one coaching Woodland baseball now?
Matt Montgomery.
Matt Montgomery.
Okay.
You know, he's a head baseball coach at Woodland. You know, those are guys that I'd like to say that I played a major part in their life growing up.
And that's an amazing feeling.
And they come back and
That's
say
how
to
it has
me, and it's no race thing. If white, black, blue, green, you name it. You know, I get
Right.
love is nothing. It's no color at all. You know,
Yeah.
that's basically the way I am.
And I think with your family being such a big part in the community, you know, and everybody knowing your sons, or everybody knowing you, I think that, like you said, that respect thing is going to help a lot. It's going to help a lot because nobody's going to want to, you know, step on toes for the simple fact, you know, I got too much respect.
And I went to school with the sons, or, you know what I
Exactly.
mean? So.
You know, I put a post on Facebook, which is true today. We don't have to agree with each other, but we don't have to hate each other.
Yes, sir.
Exactly.
You know,
Yep.
and that's the key to life. You know, and like for instance, I'm running against Clark Millsap. He's the incumbent. I don't hate him. You know, I don't know if he hates me, but I don't hate him.
Right.
You know, I may not agree with some of the things that he does. You know, I want to make changes. He may not agree to what I does, but you know, hey, there's no hate there.
Exactly.
You know,
And that's
life
how
is
it's
too
supposed
short.
to be.
Life is too
Yeah.
short to go around hating people. You know.
Yep. So what is I want to ask, what is one of your long-term goals once you get into the office position? Like what is it that you know down the road, this is what I want to make sure this gets changed?
I want Bartow County Sheriff Department to be recognized as one of the top-notch sheriff departments in the state of Georgia.
That's amazing.
That's going to take work. I want fit officers. I want them looking sharp in the uniforms. I want them very professional. I want them well trained.
Yep.
So I'm going to implement more training. I'm going to implement a
training
fitness
is really
program.
big.
Training
You
is
know,
key.
And I'm going to look at the hiring process. The hiring process up there now, unfortunately, is a joke.
Right.
I mean, you know, anybody can do 15 push-ups, 15 sit-ups, run a mile in 11 minutes. My grandmother could walk a mile in 11 minutes. You know, but yet we hire them and they're not physically fit.
Yep.
And if a physically fit officer steps out of his vehicle and he looks sharp in that uniform, that brings respect right there.
Right then and there.
right then and there.
Yep.
But if you can't hardly get out of your car and you pull somebody over, you gonna make that guy say,
He's like, okay.
He gonna take
he
over.
don't catch me.
Right. I know when I was talking to your son, I was telling like, I actually, when I got back from deployment, I was gonna apply for the sheriff's department, but I heard so much stuff that I was kind of like, nah, I don't want to go up there, because just based off the reputation that they had up there, I was like, nah, but because that's what I do in the military police. So I was like, I'm gonna apply, but then after I heard so many things, after trying to, touch on different resources, I just decided not to.
There's probably 10 officers here in Bartow County that live here in Bartow County, but they're certified police officers for other agencies outside of Bartow.
Okay.
I probably had 4 or 5 of them contact me and said, Mr. Jones, if you get elected sheriff, we'd like to sit down and talk to you about coming back to work, here at the community we live in.
Exactly. Yep.
And those would be great officers.
Yep.
Right now we're not hiring good officers, and some of the ones we got now that, it's time to move on.
It is. Yep.
Unfortunately, it's time to move on.
Yep. And it comes to that point in every situation, but like you said, it's just time.
And and if elected sheriff of Bartow County as a leader, it's my job to bring change.
Right.
They've got to, I've got to earn their respect, and they've got to earn my respect.
Exactly.
Right.
It goes both ways.
And I want that belief and that trust. I want that honesty, that trust, and I want things to be right out there.
And that's how it's supposed
If I
to be.
do something wrong, I'm gonna own up to what I did wrong. The officer do
I know
something wrong,
it's a
we
lot
don't
of
want
stuff
to
being
cover it
swept
up.
under the rug up there right
Things
now.
being swept, you're right. Things being swept under the rug, covered up like that. If you did wrong, hey, own up to your mistakes.
Yeah.
We're only human.
And that's how you gain that respect.
Exactly.
That's how
We're only human.
it just keeps rolling. Once they see that you're not, that you're man enough to say, okay, listen, I messed up.
Exactly. And for you young people out there, you need to vote.
Yes, sir.
Exactly.
You need
Exactly.
to vote. Monday is the deadline to register to vote.
Register. Yep.
If you're not registered, you need to vote.
Yep.
Go to your website.
You can go to my website, you can vote.
Yep.
jjforsheriff.com.
Yep.
And also, it's your constitutional right. You can't sit back and complain or argue about anything if you don't vote.
Yep.
Exactly.
You got to know who represents you.
Mm-hmm.
So if you vote, you got to know who your representation is.
So, and I tell people that all the time. It's pointless to complain about
Yeah.
it. If you're not voting or you're trying to, it's not gonna make a difference if you just complaining and complaining and complaining. So like you said, you have to vote. Actually, when we finish this, we're gonna upload it right away. So when y'all see this, as soon as y'all see it today, because it'll be today. As soon as y'all see it, go ahead and register. Might as
We
well.
we informed everyone we was gonna go live, but we didn't. So we're just gonna go post it as soon as we get done. That
Yep.
way everybody can see it.
Yep. And get that done. You have to. You have to. That's a big part of making that change in the community that you live in. That's a big part of
It is.
growing as a community. That's a big part of all the things that everybody talks about and argue about. And if you want to see that change, or if you want to see something starts to move, you gotta register. You gotta go vote. And it's that simple. Especially the people like you said, the young people like my age. You have to. It's gonna come a time where we are gonna be the older people, and we're gonna do then what we're gonna do. So you have to go out there and do it now. Definitely.
So question, I'm claiming it. Once you are in the office that you finally get in there, are you still gonna do your boxing training on the side, or will you not have time for that, or you can't do that once you?
Oh, I can do it.
Okay.
There's no conflict of interest there. I'll still do this on the side, and I could also use it for a place for my officers to come work out.
That's true.
Exactly.
That is true.
It would be no charge to my officers. They can come in and work out, and they can get in shape and exercise, and hey, and then we can deal
No
with,
excuse.
and then we can deal with some children, some wayward kids.
Yep.
It'd be a good place for some wayward kids to come.
Yeah.
Any way you can help your community is a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
So anything you do, you can help your community. Hey, it's great.
Exactly.
I talk to Tide a lot, and they have the men's meetings on Sundays. And I know they think about places for like kids to go after school or something to do to stay out of trouble. Like, would you be willing to have them come in here and work out with you or something
This would be a great place. And hopefully I would have some officers who would want to come in here and spend time with some of the youth.
Yep. Yep. That'd be amazing.
One of the other things I failed to mention to you guys is I also like to bring the DARE program to middle school.
Yep.
I don't know if it's there or not, but I think middle school is where the kids, their hormones are raging, they're straddling the fence.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know what side to jump off of, but yet, we give it to the kids in the elementary school. By the time they're in middle school, they forgot all about it.
Yep.
all about it.
Y'all all about it. Yep.
Do y'all
middle
have there
school.
in middle school? Nope. Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that's Cartersville Middle School right there. It
You
doesn't
got
have it.
kids in middle school. I've talked to teachers who work out here, coming in smelling like pot,
Mm-hmm.
selling drugs in middle school.
Mm-hmm.
We got to get a grip.
Yep.
We got to get a grip.
Because it's getting younger and younger.
Exactly. We got to get a grip.
Yep. It's getting younger and younger. Like you said, I got 2 little boys and a little girl, and I definitely don't want them getting involved. I definitely don't want that. Oh man, that'll be a crazy day there.
I have this one going to high school next year.
Exactly. So, but yeah, man, it's just to see how everybody has gathered around, and because I've seen a lot of Facebook posts, vote for J.J. Jones, and just to see people starting to wake up and realize that it's time. It's an amazing feeling.
Yes.
It's an amazing feeling.
I get excited every time I see a sign.
I'm putting out signs, but just to be honest with you, signs don't vote.
That's
Exactly.
true.
I can put a million signs out. If you don't go to the polls to vote, then my work's in vain.
Yep.
So all these signs you see out there, you got some of them are being stolen. Hey,
Yep.
I'm not gonna lose any sleep over that.
That's
As
true.
long as you go to the polls and vote, that's all I ask you to do is vote.
Yep.
Don't let that worry you.
And I see someone on Facebook saying, you can come and you can talk to Mr. Jones. Like,
Yes.
he's one of those guys you can come, you can talk to. He'll answer your questions. It's never a time where you should feel like I don't know if I should or if I don't. You definitely can. I think you have a number up on your website as well where you can text or whatnot. Just you can talk to him. So if you have any questions, just ask him. You don't have to be scared. You don't have to do none of that.
I know Brandon up at that Exit 288 store, he was asking me about signs, where he could get signs and stuff to put out there at his store.
Well, I'll give you one day.
Yes, sir.
But one other thing I wanted to say is I'm running Republican, so if you're a Democrat, in order to vote for me, you have to check Republican.
Right.
And come November though, you can go back and vote of your choice.
I was gonna
Right.
ask that
But my
question.
job, I look, Republican or Democrat, I'm not creating any laws. I'm enforcing criminal laws.
Right.
If I pull you over for speeding, I'm not going to ask you, you're a Democrat or a Republican.
Exactly.
You broke the law,
Yes, sir.
and that's my job.
That's
is
right.
enforce the law. So it doesn't matter whether I'm Republican or Democrat. My job is enforce the law. So if you call me, your house has been broken into, if I know you're a Democrat or Republican, I'm not going to ask you, you're a Democrat or Republican before I take the report.
Exactly. Yep.
That's what I want people to know.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Well, do you have anything else you want to touch on before we?
No,
I've asked all the questions I had,
Right.
and
Yeah,
a lot of them that I did have, you touched on them
Exactly.
before I could ask
Exactly.
them.
Yeah.
So
Touched on a lot of them.
I hope I've said enough, and I hope I've
you said a lot.
convince these young folks that it's time for change in Bartow.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
I mean, it's 2020 now. I lost my brother and sister last year back to back, within a month of each other. Now I'm the only sibling in my family, and that's one of the reasons also that I'm not letting anything stop me.
Exactly.
I'm moving forward.
Yep.
With your life. So I'm going head to head. I'm taking off the mask. What's a lot of you should do? Take off the mask and be yourself. Thank you.
Well, before we go, let them know your website again.
It's jjforsheriff.com. I also have a Facebook page, JJ for Sheriff. Jones for Sheriff.
Yep.
Yeah, Jones for Sheriff. Check it out. See what you think. Any
We'll
questions? Yeah.
post all that in the description, so you'll
yes.
you'll see all that. So it'll definitely be there. Make sure you go register to vote. Like you said. That's it.
2
Yep.
minutes, that's it. But we appreciate you sitting down talking with us. I've been wanting to get you an interview for a while, so thank you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Just let's move forward.
Let's
That's
do it.
it.
Let's move forward.
Let's claim it.
That's it.
All right.
And until next time, that is the Straight to the Point podcast.